Hello everyone, Charles Watts here from the training ground here at London Colney. As you can see behind me, Arsenal training, going through their paces ahead of tomorrow night's game against Lens. Pretty small squad out there at the moment, counting up just 19 players, including, that's outfield players, including Miles Lewis, Skelly and Ethan Ranieri, who are with the group, could well be in the squad for tomorrow night's game. There's no Ben White, which is quite interesting. He obviously came on for the last few minutes against Brentford, has been nursing that muscle injury. Looked like he'd shaken that off, did come on against Brentford in the closing stages, but he's not out there today. And there's no Fabio Vieira either, which we're not sure why yet. Certainly be asking Mikel Arteta. We've got a press conference with him in about an hour's time. We'll find out why Fabio's there. He's obviously banned from the Premier League at the moment, but he's included. He's available to play in the Champions League, but he's not with the rest of the group. So none of the other long-term absentees, of course. No Thomas Partey, no Emile Smith-Rowe, Urian Timber, of course, but everyone else is there. So the likes of Saka, Martinelli, all the big boys are there, and imagine they will be playing tomorrow. So a press conference coming up with Mikel and a player, Leandro Trossard, I think is going to be talking to us in about an hour's time. We'll find out a little bit more than that. But here for the big news from the training ground, certainly no Fabio Vieira and no Ben White.
We wouldn't be expecting that. Yeah, well, exactly. This weekend? Well, not. Then Lens tomorrow and a trip to that, yeah. Not much to move. What's it like with imagine getting him in the media.
Right, so we've just finished the press conference here at London Colney with Mikel Arteta and Leandro Trossard. Some interesting stuff from Mikel, certainly when it comes to team news. And the big news is Fabio Vieira is out for what Mikel described as weeks, but could well be until after the sort of the winter break that's coming out. There's about a little period, isn't there, in January. So worrying news about Fabio Vieira. He's had to have a groin operation. That operation took place yesterday, according to Mikel Arteta. He said he's been suffering with some discomfort recently. It wasn't getting any better, so they thought we're going to have to send him to a specialist to see exactly what's going on. And that specialist has advised that he needs an operation, and he's now had that operation. So Fabio Vieira out for what, as I said, Mikel described as weeks, adding to the fact that Emile Smith-Rowe's out, Thomas Partey's out, and Mohamed El-Nenni's not played much football this season, even though he is now available. Midfield is looking very, very light. I did say that to Mikel Arteta. I said, is it worrying? He said it was. He admitted it was a worrying thing. He did say that Emile Smith-Rowe has done a little bit sort of workout on the grass, but and could be back before the end of the year. Same with Thomas Partey, but he emphasised the word could, so there's absolutely no sort of he's not guaranteeing it by any means, and so that is a concern. Certainly when you look at Arsenal's midfield at the moment, we know it's an area they could well potentially look to strengthen in January, and depending on the outcome of these, how quickly these players are going to come back, you think it's almost turning into a bit of a necessity now. I did ask Mikel if Zinchenko is a player that he would consider there, because we haven't seen him play in that sort of role yet, and he said, look, he does tend to play in midfield when he plays at that left back role, but he understood what I said and said that it is something that could well potentially be an option. And the way things are going, he's going to have to come up with some sort of thing, because there's not too many midfielders left for Arsenal right now. Ben White should be available tomorrow, which is good news. Obviously, he didn't take part in the first part of the training session. He did go out with one of the fitness coaches a little bit later on, and Mikel said he should be available for tomorrow's game. So that is a bit of a boost. Whether he gets risked for it remains to be seen. Clearly, there is that muscle injury that's been plaguing him for a while. That hasn't gone away yet. Whether Arsenal decide to risk him or not, we'll have to wait and see on that. So that's the latest team news. Ben White should be available. No Fabio Vieira, of course. No no Smith Rowe, Partey or Urian Timber. But the fact White's available is a bit of a boost, I could say. Freezing cold here at London Colney, as you can tell. Probably the camera is shaking quite a bit. Apologies for that. I'm holding it myself, and it is very, very cold. So that's the big news here from London Colney. Keep your eyes peeled for anything more from me. I'll be back tomorrow morning for your usual show, building up to tomorrow night's game with my predicted 11 and everything like that. Until then, everyone, have a very good day. I'll speak to you soon.